and we call it the Jevon Holland Hour. Jevon Holland in his third season. We're at Hollywood Key Up, by the way, and we'll be here every Tuesday. I'll be here every Tuesday. Crowder is up in New Jersey. He tapes Inside the NFL on Tuesdays, and I imagine Crowder, again, I want everyone to watch tonight, 8 p.m. on the CW, but I imagine there was some conversation about the Dolphins.
We had an entire segment because them boys balled out on Sunday.
They did. So Jevon Holland is with us in his third season with the Dolphins. I think he's pretty beloved by Dolphins Nation already because this dude can play. We were talking about it. You laid some wood on someone on Sunday. He was named a team captain this year too, which, again, Dolphins Nation likes him, but you could see what his teammates think about him because he was named a captain. Crowder, were you ever named a captain during your NFL career?
Listen, the captains never come in smelling like Hennessy 4 days a week. So I just, I just kind of played my role on the team. I was the enforcer, the beat up guy. Hey, Crowder, the left guard's messing with me. I'll go punch him. But yeah, I would never be a captain. It's actually quite impressive that Jevon is captain at his age. It's usually not a younger dude in his first contract.
Yeah, talk about that. Yeah, that's good. That's a nice honor from your teammate.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, look, all I want to do is make sure the team is up to a certain standard. So when I had the opportunity to step into that role, I took control of that. So I'm just honored to be seen as that person. Now it's a lot of weight going into the second year of being a captain or the third year and make sure I'm upholding those standards. But honestly, I just enjoy, being able to be a voice for the guys around the team.
I was getting into the game on Sunday. I was asking Crowder because Crowder was a linebacker. So he's got that defensive mentality. And I was asking him, the offense, obviously, after Sunday's game, they're celebrating everything clicked right.
Yeah.
And the defense had some stumbles, but came up big when they needed to.
Correct.
So I was asking Crowder. I don't want to tell you what his answer was. I want to see what your answer is. Can the defensive unit celebrate Sunday night and Monday the way that the offensive unit does?
No.
Really?
Not at all.
That's what Crowder said.
I not at all. For me personally, no, because we have things to correct, of course. But we can celebrate the entire W. Obviously, things are better to fix when you have a win under your belt, especially a tough team like the Chargers in Week 1. But not at all. There were obviously things lacking that we need to improve, and I think everybody on our defense, including our coaches, will say that. People on the offense will say that too. We got to stop the run, things like that. But you definitely can't celebrate the W as heavy as the offense because they were firing on all cylinders.
And transitioning to this Vic Fangio defense, one of the best defensive minds in the world right now. Respect, from everybody in the league. But the transition, because I talk a lot about you can implement a defense, you can put it in camps, you can run the vanilla stuff during preseason. But then you have to see how people attack you, and then you can start making those different adjustments, And I know that when y'all got in the film room this morning on yesterday, Vic Fangio wasn't happy with that run defense.
Nah, not at all. Not at all. And it's interesting because Vic is, he's a real old school guy. So his mannerism and his terms are real old school. But hearing him talk about football and his knowledge of how teams attack us and the way that they attack us and why they attack us, he's got it all down pat. Like he's seen it over and over again. And now it's seeing like us going through it in live speed, him being able to explain to us why they did that. It's helping me grow as a football player, but also as, a football mind and being able to understand defensive scheme and philosophy. So even though, we didn't do as good as we wanted to, it was a teaching moment. So we're going to grow from it.
What can you say about Tua after Sunday? Because anyone watching, I was talking with Crowder, inside the NFL, they're talking about every talk show, every sports media outlet is talking about Tua. And what can you say as a teammate watching him do out there what he did on Sunday?
Dude, truly, I'm not surprised at all. I mean, from the work he's put in all offseason to what he had flashes of last year and what we were doing in training camp, I mean, honestly, I'm not surprised. And for him to go out there and do that and to be in that environment and see him smiling and excited and celebrating, it made me happy. It made me excited for him. So I'm just looking forward to, seeing the more he does and how the offense just keep on rolling.
And Jevon, because I know you've been in this situation at practice, and I know it wasn't that good. You're not helping anybody out. They can't figure it out. What's the approach when the fastest man in football is running down the hash at you,
Yeah.
and McDaniels is giving him a head start. They're motioning him, giving him a head start. He's turning up the field.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, as a DB, like we play backwards. You know, to clarify, like we play backwards. So for the fastest man to ever play the game, to be running at you as a DB, like, bro, there's literally nothing you can do. Like, you have to back up farther. But then, you know, there's other routes he can run. You see him break, like he can get in and out of his breaks as good as anybody. So his route running is the best, if not better than most. His releases are constantly getting better, and he has great hands. So like with that combination, with his speed, like his nickname is the cheetah for a reason. Like he just wakes up and runs that fast. You don't see a cheetah stretch before it goes hunt. So man, I don't got no answer for it, honestly.
But
I don't got no answer.
Then you're on one side and cheetah's running at you. Then you get a break from the 4-2 and you go get a 4-3 and Waddle. It is just it's a bad situation to be in.
Yep, it's a terrible situation because and a thing with Jalen though is like Tyreek runs and he has like great form, but Jalen, like he's like digging when he runs, so it kind of like psychologically tricks you into thinking like, oh man, he's really moving. And Jalen also has great routes, so that too gets you out of your pedal and like gets you uncomfortable. So both of them are unique weapons, and I'm glad they're on my team. I'll go get them in practice, not in the game.
How's the team get along? Because they're big names on this team. Obviously, Jalen Ramsey is injured, but there's big names from Jalen Ramsey to Cheetah. Obviously, Jalen. Tua, I think, is a national sensation just because the story has been fascinating to watch. How does this team gel? It's your third season.
It's high competition, and all the time it's high stakes, but everybody's a great person. Everybody's very humble. The locker room and our lockers are all mixed around, so everybody gets to get to know each other and things like that. The locker room's great, honestly. I enjoy being around. Tyreek's my locker mate, and then Jalen is right next to us. So, but me and Tyreek are very close, and Tua and the rest of the team, like everybody blends very well. So, at first I was actually surprised that everybody would get along so well in training camp, but getting to know these guys, like, you know, the more you spend time with them on these joint practices and you're going away on trips together, you start to see why everybody is so uniquely mixed together, and I'm really enjoying it.
What do you see, by the way, in Tua? He's been there all the two seasons and one game. What do you see in Tua that's different, say, from your first season to now? Because in the media, he looks like a different dude.
Yeah.
Confident, QB1, no questions about it. You notice it in other arenas?
Absolutely. I think you said it yourself, is confidence, bar none. I mean, he's fully grown into himself, and he's constantly just proving that on the field every day. You know, he's taking control of the room, you know, where he's speaking out, voicing his opinion, things like that. Not saying that he wasn't doing that before, but it's a different level. It's a different, when Tua speaks, we all listen. You know what I mean? He's fully stepped into that QB1 role in all forms and fashions, and I think it's great. Honestly, I'm loving it from him.
And speaking of the team and, you know, how they gel and all, they say the team takes on the personality of their head coach. I've been around McDaniel a number of times. He's different, let's say. You love him to death. Like, he is so smart. Yeah. He's like a football encyclopedia. He was bringing up plays when I was playing. Like, his football knowledge is crazy. But he's young, that younger, you know, the younger head coach swing. We're a part of that down here in Miami. And he's just a different type head coach. You talk about Vic Fangio being a 70-year-old, you know, go break somebody's face mask type coach. McDaniel's a little different, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 100% different. He's a very unique individual, I would say. He fits the mold of the team, and I think, you know, we go hand in hand with that. We're a younger team, and I think him being a younger coach, he understands us. You know, he adds jokes in. He's lighthearted, but he also keeps us engaged and keeps us learning, and he just helps us become better individuals, football field and off. So yeah, and like you said, with Vic and Mike, having the old school and the new school, it's kind of a great balance. Like, for me personally, I think we got two head coaches on the team. Like, the way that Vic handles himself in our meetings and things like that, I'm learning two different types of styles, and being able to have those both, it's helping me grow, especially as a leader on the team and a young leader as well. So it's great having both of them. But Mike is definitely a unique and one-of-a-kind individual.
There's a young man that just walked up wearing a Dolphins T-shirt and it says Holland on the back.
Go fans,
I mean,
man.
that's pretty cool. How do you? So here's the, like, I want to bring everyone in on this. So Crowder and I this sports show that we've just done for 13 minutes is not our show. I mean, we just peppered you with Dolphins questions and football questions. We don't do this, and we're not going to do this all year long because we just like to, jaw and have fun. And Jevon Holland's going to be part of our show on Tuesdays. And we're going to have the fun that we always have while talking some Dolphins as well. But how do you like this? We're at Hollywood Kia, and we've got a backdrop, and you're on one of these signs, and there's people watching you, and you had said to me before, hey, I haven't really done any radio or broadcast. But then, at the top of the hour, Crowder, we play those CBS Sports Minutes, and it was Jim Rome giving a sports minute, and Jevon looked at me and he goes, hey, is that Jim Rome? My dad used to listen to him all the time.
Yeah.
So you must be aware of sports media.
Yeah, absolutely. My dad played in the NFL, and so he listened to sports media all the time when I was a kid. And so, like I said, like hearing Jim Rome, and my dad watched Colin Cowherd, and just all of the things you can think of, he was like in that. And so I was obviously like mimicking my dad, trying to be like him. So I've heard it and listened to the radio, and hearing the radio while listening, watching sports and being in sports, it's been fun to hear the different perspectives. So now me being on the radio myself and kind of giving my own opinion and having the Jevon Holland show, like, banner and seeing the people, it's cool. It's cool. It's hot out here.
It is hot out here.
That's South Florida.
That's my choice. They wanted us inside.
It's hot, man.
I wanted to be able to.
I'm cool with it. I sweat on a daily basis. I'm not really tripping, going shower, whatever. But
I mean, Mike McDaniel would be here in a hoodie, wouldn't he?
Nah, he'd be here in a hoodie and some sweats, but he would pull the sweats up and roll the hoodie up, which I don't know why he does that. I asked him why he does that, but he wouldn't give me a solid answer. But man, look, I'm enjoying it. It's new for me, definitely. But yeah, man.
But you feel relaxed with that, like you're not. I mean, there's people watching and taping you, whatever. Like, you're cool.
I'm cool, man. I've been, I play football for a living, so I'm an entertainer. So at bar none, I'm cooling.
Crowder can attest to that. He is an entertainer.
Oh, I love the attention, bro. I'll stay at a restaurant and talk to 150 people. Can you go anywhere in South Florida? When you had the blonde hair, I know it was impossible. I don't know if you knew this, Hawk. Jevon used to have blonde hair. But when I
used to, yeah, I could go to the store. Sometimes though, when I do go to the grocery store, like I'll be in Publix, people are like, what are you doing here? I'm like, bro, I got to shop too, man. Like, you know what I mean? I'm a regular human. I just happen to play football. So that's always my perspective. And I can go pretty much anywhere. I'm not like Tyreek.
If Leo Messi can go to Publix,
you know what I mean? Exactly.
Publix.
That's what really made me. Yeah, I'm cool. Like anywhere I'm not like Tyreek or anything like that. But down in South Florida, like sports players aren't the biggest names. You got DJ Khaled, Dwayne Wade. Like you got guys that are superstars internationally that are out here. Like you said, Lionel Messi. Like, so I'm just Jevon Holland vibing at the grocery store, picking up some.
Well, we are thrilled that Jevon Holland is going to vibe with us on Tuesdays in the 4:00 hour. Because you're part of the show now, let's do a quick look at headlines. We always, at the top of the hour, we do headlines with Alejandro Solana right here, who's to your left. So let's get a real quick look at headlines. Then we'll take a break, and then we'll come back. I know didn't your dad coach in the CFL?
Yeah, he did.
I want to talk about Canada. I have, a barrel full of Canada questions that I give to anyone that has anything to do with Canada. They're hacky, and I enjoy them. I imagine you got your milk out of a bag when you were in Canada.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, don't give it away. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Let's get headlines here quickly with Alejandro. Javon's going, what did I sign up for here?
No idea, man.
What exactly are we doing? Wait till I launch my Gordon Lightfoot question. Let's get headlines here with Alejandro Solana.
Doing headlines next to Ocho. I mean, this is crazy. These headlines are driven by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. So the Jets do get a victory yesterday. It didn't look like it was going to happen, but they come from behind. Zach Wilson leads them into overtime. And then how about undrafted rookie Xavier Gibson, 65-yard punt return. Jets 1-0, Bills 0-1 on Monday Night Football.
What were you watching last night?
Yeah, I did. I was watching from the middle of the first quarter to the end.
When you see on social media, I'm imagining people are texting about Aaron Rodgers going, like, what do you? I mean, obviously it's a competitor in the division, but dude's a legend.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely upset about it. I mean, he's a hell of a competitor. I loved playing against him last year. I got to play against Tom Brady my rookie year. I got to play against him last year, so I was looking forward to seeing him twice a year, if not more. Dude, he's one of the best, and it's so unfortunate that happened, especially so early in the game and so early in the season, like first game. That's terrible. I wanted to see the great things to happen with that offense. So yeah, it's upsetting for sure.
Yeah, and you know what? I
Los Marlins.
have an ally now on this show, fellas, because Jevon, they love 65 to 55 games. They love offense. I'm a guy. There you go. I want me an old 10-13 game. 7 to
exactly.
12.
Yeah, a real like 6 to 7 nail biter.
The worst.
Yeah, that's where it's at. That's people don't like defense, and I get it. It's not exciting when you don't understand ball, but when you really know the nitty gritty and what it takes to like execute good defense, bro, it's the best part of football.
But that's why I like the CFL, man. 3 downs, a rouge. I mean, they'll throw points at you. You don't even know that you got a point. They'll throw a point on your score. All right, what else we got, Solana?
Los Marlins, they do get blown out yesterday, 12-0. Game 1 of 4 at the Milwaukee Brewers. They'll play game 2 tonight, 7:40 p.m. They're in that wild card chase, so all these games very important here in the month of September. We did get a bit of Damian Lillard news. According to Shams Charania of The Athletic, Lillard will not report to a training camp other than the Heat if he is traded, or Portland if he's not traded. Doesn't want to get traded anywhere else. We know that. And he also said, quote, expect Miami and Portland to re-engage before the start of training camp, which, by the way, I don't know how big of a basketball fan you are, Jevon, but that's 2 weeks away, which seems crazy.
Crazy. Dolphin season just started. We're already going to be talking Heat and Panthers.
Man, hey, look, if Dame wants to come down here, you know what I'm saying? I grew up in the Bay Area. Dame's from Oakland, so Brookfield, come out and bring your talents to the 305, man. We'd love to have you. We'd love to have you.
Yes, that is correct.
Yes.
Honestly.
You hear that, Dame? You can live with Jevon, Dame. You ain't got to get a spot.
Yeah, I got an extra room for you, brother. You know what I'm saying? It's
I don't think Dame needs an extra room.
Hey, look, man, if you need a little place to rest his head at night, man, look, you're always good with me, brother. It's always good. Go ahead, call my people. I'll call your people. We can get in contact, man. Ain't nothing crazy about it.
Anything else in the headline, Solana?
The Canes do play Bethune-Cookman on Thursday night. Of course, you can hear that
game here.
Right here on 560 WQAM, radio home of the Miami Hurricanes. And you mentioned Lionel Messi. Hopefully you're a big soccer fan. Argentina does play tonight. Leo Messi is not on the squad, which is good news for the Herons. They play Saturday. Seems like Leo will be back here in South Florida and well rested. Your weather from the Demesman and Dover Law Firm. Call them 866-954-MORE. I'm drenched in sweat. It's hot.
It's hot, bro.
I mean, but come on. I mean, you're out there practicing. Crowder did 2-a-days. I mean, you're going to listen to this guy complain about sitting out here at a car dealer. And
hot is hot, regardless of what you're doing, where you are, man. Sweat is.
I should make Solana next week. You should dress like Mike McDaniel next week. That should be your punishment for complaining about the Heat in front of Jevon Holland.
That's your weather.